My arm's folded already. I'm ready.
That's my favorite thing to say, like business meetings and stuff like that.
All right. And then what are we?
I said that at our company.
Yeah.
Huh?
Will you set this up, Cameron?
What do you?
Really?
And what are we doing on Meldy's phone?
Oh, geez.
Insta Twitter?
Yeah, because you're doing Facebook, right? So we'll do
I don't know. I'm done. Gallery. I swear we should do that. So it's sort of real life, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you
I think you can do details. Yeah. Add a title.
And wave hi to the live stream, Melody.
What's it called again?
I said wave hi to the live stream. For those of you watching at home, we'll be on and live in about 5 minutes. So get prepared.
That's fun.
Whose phone is this one? Is it locked?
That's mine. Yeah, it's fine. We'll just swipe it open like that.
Is it going? Is it on live right now?
Video.
Oh, that's
No, it's
not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's just
not
gonna
it.
record.
Details, no. Oh, yeah. Live. Alright, we're live here. You are now live.
Oh.
Gotta get out of here.
Okay.
You guys call me if you need anything.
All right. Awesome. Thanks, William.
Yes.
We're gonna cross it all up, so if one of them goes down,
They all go down.
they all go down.
If they go down together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well played. Well played.
That one, please.
Yeah, that one's not going yet. Okay. That's a lot of camera.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Well, it'll be easy to like COVID space. Yeah.
So it's crazy. Always interesting how that works out,
How many
right?
people sign up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Getting here.
That's why I did. I came from Lee's,
Oh.
and I was going very home with a big wreck on the freeway.
Oh shoot.
Maybe about 25 minutes later than I found.
That was me too. Well, not because of the wreck, just I had to run and go get batteries and some other stuff. And it just took me longer to get here. All right.
Well, do we want to get going? Yeah. Yeah. Probably okay. We got a few more people on.
Got a few. Hey everybody. That's. Are you? Is she able to take her mask off so that we can all hear it? Is that okay?
Oh yeah.
Because I think we're
I'll
distanced
take
enough,
it off.
right?
Okay. Let's go.
Can everybody hear me? If you're on the live stream, if you could hear me, if you could just send a message and let us know. If the audio is okay, that would be great. Yeah, I don't have one. Yeah, we're good. You guys want to get going?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, Adam, we didn't bring your little. What are we gonna
It's
do?
not a real production, but we'll have to make do.
Yeah, we are. Okay, well, are you guys ready? Yeah. All right, so go ahead and stand up, and I'm gonna have you guys stand out here. Okay, I'm gonna get some really good, like, one-on-one teaching time here. Okay, well, thank you guys for coming. This is gonna be fun. And I hope that you guys all leave here feeling a little bit more confident to run on the trails by yourselves. So, this will be good. So, And you're running with your mom. I've been seeing you guys on Instagram working out together. Awesome. So thanks for coming. Okay. I've been practicing for about 12 years. I'm a physical therapist assistant at Body Smart. These are my partners, Smart physical therapist. And yeah, wave to the camera.
I'm good.
This is my dad, Mark. He's a 7th degree black belt American Kempo karate. We've practiced karate together growing up. And
I'm the punching bag tonight.
he's a punching bag tonight. He is also a runner, training for his first half in a couple months. Woo-hoo! So this will be good. So I'm just curious, how many of you guys have been in a scary situation on the trail? Have you ever been in an experience where somebody is following you or just have seen something scary? Have you? Yeah. And you don't have to tell your story. I'm just curious. And how many of you guys have been running alone and you feel scared? It's dark in your place. Yeah, we all been there, right? So, second question, how many of you guys know how to swim? And by swim, I mean doggy paddle, float, you know enough to be able to survive if someone threw you in a pool of water, right? Okay, so basically that's what we're doing tonight is I'm teaching you guys how to doggy paddle. This is stuff that you can spend a lifetime learning, but we only have an hour. So I'm just gonna teach you guys the basics you need to know to survive if anything were to happen on the trail. And I hope you guys never have to learn anything that I teach you. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a little warm up. We're gonna talk a little bit about how to stay safe on the trail. And then we're going to jump into the martial arts fun parts of it. I'm going to teach you guys some blocks, some kicks, some strikes. We'll have you practice on the bags, and then at the very end, we're going to tie it all together, and we're going to practice real-life techniques. So what to do if someone grabs you, grabs your hair, grabs your wrist, and we'll get it out. It'll be lots of fun. Okay, so we're going to start with a warm-up. If someone attacks you on the trail, chances are you've been running for a little bit and you're warmed up. So we're going to start with some jump jacks. Here we go. You guys are welcome to come do jumping jacks. Those of you at home, I hope you're doing jumping jacks in your living room. There we go.
Peer pressure.
Okay, I'm gonna use the side jumping jacks.
Whoa.
One.
Whoa.
Fancy.
Motor control.
Introduce the music now.
There we go.
Yeah, you got people outside. Okay. Now we're gonna use some run in place. Okay, we're running on the trail. It's dark and it's scary. Bad guy to the right. Bad guy to the left. Right. Left. Okay. Bad guy's coming out and kick. Bad guy kick. Bad guy to the back kick. Bad guy to the back kick. And to the side kick. Other side kick. Okay. Next there, a few more jumping jacks. Yes, one more yet. This is so fun. How about we just do this for the rest of the night? Okay, let's stop. We're all warmed up. Well, let your worries come down for a second. We're just going to briefly talk about some things to stay safe on the trail. Then we'll get into the punching and kicking things. So, okay. So, 5 things to remember to stay safe on the trails. First thing is run with people when you can. And I feel like a major hypocrite saying this because personally I am a solo runner because I have a workout plan that I stick to religiously, and if I run with other people it messes up my plan. So I just like to run alone. So again, I mean do what you're gonna do, but if you do enjoy running with people, do everything you can to run with people because honestly that is the #1 safest thing you can do. Next thing is, and I live by this religiously, is have a check-in system. So if you are running alone or even with people, just tell somebody where you're going, how long do you think you'll be gone for, and then tell them when you get back. And that's whether you're running 1 mile or 30 miles. Just let people know where you are. Another thing is to make sure you know where you're running, be familiar with the area. So if you've never been there before, talk to locals in the area, maybe scope out the area before you run it. Look up a map, make sure you know like different routes and things that you could take if you need to turn around early or if you need to get on a different trail for some reason. Make sure you know when and where you're going to turn around. Just be familiar with it. Fourth thing, make sure that your phone is charged whenever you run. This is another thing that I live by religiously. If my phone is dead, I do not go run. I'll get on a treadmill or I'll charge it for an hour and then go run. So make sure it's charged, your phone is on you. Last thing is be aware when you're running. So all of us runners know what it's like to be running and we just like zone out and we go to another planet and we have no idea where we're at, right? And as much as that's like super nice, like I love like finding that zen place when I'm running, it's really dangerous. And that's why runners are targets, because we're out there running all by ourselves, we have our headphones in, we can't hear anything, and we are on another planet, right? So just like check in with yourself. When you're running, just think about like, who am I paying attention? Like if you notice yourself going to that place, let yourself stay there for a minute, but then come back and just look around. You know, scan the trail ahead of you. Do you hear anything weird? Do you see anything weird? Make sure that you're scanning the trail, that you're looking in the bushes, on the sides of you, looking in the garbage cans. You don't have to be like a paranoid, freaky weirdo who's like getting ready to attack any second, right? But just like look around you, and also remember to like look behind you occasionally when you're running as well. And then when it comes to music, we all like to run for music. At least I like to. I know a lot of others do. I don't know about you guys, but maybe think about turning your music down, or putting one headphone in, or getting headphones that don't cancel all the sound. Yeah, so you can just be aware. Okay, well, you guys ready to punch and stuff? Okay, so if you have to fight an attacker on the trail, and again, I hope you guys never have to because that's terrifying. The rules are hit them where it hurts and then get out fast. So the first thing we're going to go over is vital points. We're going to talk about where you can hit your attacker, where it's effortless or not as much effort for you to hit your attacker, and where it's going to hurt them the most, so you can hurt them quick and get out of there. Dad, if you want to come in.
This is where I come in.
We've had lots of practice beating each other up over the years. So if you guys don't remember any other vital points, the two most important are eyes and groin. Whether you're a man or a female, it hurts like heck to get kicked in the groin, right? So those are the two most important ones. A few other ones. So you got the eyeballs. You got the nose. If you are going to hit the nose, don't ever come straight down on the nose because of this hard bone right here. That's going to really hurt you. You want to come at the nose at an angle from this side or this side. You have the temples. You have the ears. One move with double palms, you can hit sides of the ears. Got jaw. Coming up underneath the jaw is effective. You have taking consideration that it does not take very many pounds of force to crush the throat. This is like a life or death, last resort situation if you're going to hit them in the throat. Then you have the neck. You can come on the sides here. Hitting somebody in the chest, all that's going to do is aggravate an attacker. So this is not a good spot to hit. So you want to avoid the chest. You have collarbones you can come down on. That does not take a lot of pounds of force to crush a collarbone. Solar plexus, yeah, gives you spot right under the ribs here. Abdomen, you can knock the wind out of them, hitting them here. Lancing the side of the ribs is really effective. So, I mean, as you can see, there's a lot of places you can hit somebody where it hurts, right? And then, of course, you got the groin. You have the kneecaps, or just joints in general. If you make a joint bend the way it shouldn't hurt anywhere, that's going to hurt, right? You also have the shins. Glancing the shins or hitting anywhere on the bony part of the shin is very painful. Instep of the foot, so right where your foot bends, that is really painful. And of course, stomping on the toes is really painful. A few things in the back. you have coming down on the kidneys is really good. Coming down the back of the neck, hitting them in the knees to knock them down. Is really good. So that's just a quick run through of those areas, and I'll bring those up as we go. Just keep those in mind. Again, if you need to attack on the trail, the trick is to hit them where it hurts and get out quick. Okay.
So this is it, just to reiterate, the three, I would focus on your eyes,
Eyes,
right, groin, or knee, because if you can knock somebody's knee to where they can't chase you, then you can get away safe. So you want to just incapacitate them so you can, get out of there.
Yeah, just so they let go, so you can get out is the trick. Okay, so keep those vital points in mind. And again, if you guys have any questions, go ahead and stop me and ask while we go. Okay, so now I'm going to teach you guys a stance. So before I teach you guys a stance, one thing to keep in consideration is dropping into a stance can be a good thing or a bad thing. You just kind of want to use your common sense and use your gut to know when it's appropriate to drop into a stance. Sometimes dropping back into a stance lets your opponent know, like, oh, she knows how to fight and she wants to fight, like, here we go, right? Sometimes dropping into a stance is going to make them go, oh, she knows how to fight, like, I'm out. So you just want to use your common sense. You want to do everything you can to avoid confrontation and to avoid the fight in the first place. So that being said, this is how you do a stance. So everyone do this with me. So you're just going to take a step back. You're going to bend your knees. You're going to lift up your fists in front of you. And this is, in Kendo Karate, this is called the neutral bow. This comes from the idea of you're pulling out a bow and arrow. This is the natural stance you take when you're pulling out a bow and arrow. So the reason we do this is because this is a wide open shot. By turning sideways, we're making ourselves a smaller target. By bending our knees, we're providing more stability and bounce. And by pulling up our fists in front of us, we're protecting all of this, right? Okay, so right neutral bow is when your right foot is in front. If you switch to the other side, left neutral bow is when your left foot is in front. A little bounce in there. There you go. Nice. Okay, so this is your fighting stance. I hope you guys all go home and like beat up your husbands. He has no idea. What? I like the bounce.
She can never hold still. That's
Okay, so there is your karate stance. Okay, next stance I'm going to teach you guys. We're never actually going to fight in this stance. I'm just going to show you the stance for the sake of practicing some of these blocks and punches. So this is a horse stance. You're just going to put your feet about hip width apart, and you're going to bend your knees. You're going to anchor your fists to your side. You guys are welcome to like jump in here. And...
We're good.
Okay,
You
so
like being behind this one.
this is a horse stance. Again, we're never going to fight like this because we're a wide open target. It's stupid to fight like this. Like, this crane thing? That's the dumbest move. Because you're wide open, your partner knows exactly, or your opponent knows exactly what you're going to do. That's always fun. Okay, so horse stance. I love choreography anyway, so. Okay. First thing we're going to learn is an inward block. So an inward block looks like this. So all these blocks I'm teaching you, this is going to be, and I'll show you how to do it better. Here. All these blocks are to protect, like from here up. Whether they're coming at you with a slap, a punch, a grab, this is just to get your opponent out of the way. So inner block is going to start from same ear, and it's going to come across your body to the opposite ear. I like to imagine that I have a knife in my hand and I'm stabbing a wall in front of me. There you go. Inner block. Okay, I'm going to come around with a stick, and I'm going to punch you guys in the face with it, and you're going to block it.
Can I just add one comment on that?
Yeah.
We call it a block, but I want you in your mind to think of it as a strike. So if someone's throwing a punch at me, I don't want to block this. I want to destroy it. I want to block it, right? So I'm going to hit. So think about a block as a strike, and then you'll have the right mentality and force to use it.
Yes, all blocks are strike. Thank you for adding that. Okay, you ready?
It's a spongy stick. It's not going to hurt. It's squishy. You're good.
Okay, get ready. So come on, slow.
Just strike it. Yeah, there you go.
There you go. So the trick is to just strike it and get it out of the way so they don't hurt your face. Also, I like how you matches your hands.
So important.
Good.
Okay, nice. You got it. You ready? Nice. Hey, that's strong.
Got it?
You can push up so I can tell.
How do you push?
Nice. That's what I'm talking about. You ready? Nice. Get a little bit harder. Think about strike. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, you got a little bit mean with these.
I'm in so much trouble. Right? Seriously.
You're not all I hit people.
That's definitely a strike. Nice. Okay, there is your inward lock. Okay, next one is an outward lock. So get back in your horse stance, strengthen those front quads. Okay, now we're gonna do an outward lock. So an outward lock, you're gonna start from the opposite ear and then come to the same ear. So now you're directing their punch or their head outward instead of inward. Here. Yeah, exactly. This is the wax off.
Yeah.
Wax on.
Try to kick
Wax
us
off.
back.
Nice. Okay, back around real quick with this one. You ready? Honestly, the best way to learn is with this hands on. You need to hit and know what it feels like to hit your block. So you know what it feels like when you're onto it, right?
Do it.
Nice.
I haven't been punching
Yeah. There we go. Nice. Ooh. Have you done kickboxing or something? There you go. Like,
I know, baby.
It's like, oh, yeah, no. Okay, next block is a rising block. So this is against someone who maybe they picked up a stick or they stole your trekking pole and they're coming down on top of your head. Okay. So, a rising block, you're going to start anchored here. You're going to follow the midline of your body. This kind of serves as two blocks in one because you're protecting yourself here. As you get to the top, you're going to turn your fists out, block your head. When you come down, you're going to follow the midline of your body as well and anchor. Other hand, following midline, come up to the top, torquing, follow the midline, coming back down. Strike slides off your forearm like snow on a roof. If it's straight like this, then it can still come down on you and you want them to slide right off. So we'll do this one really quick. Everyone practice that.
Well, she's doing that, just something to mention too. If someone does have a stick, don't block the stick itself, block the arm. So, you know, you don't want to go and stick against your arm if you're not going to build up your hand. So you still block the arm and you end up with a stick or something.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good. And the whole point is just not to get hit. So, nice.
It's nice that everyone. Nice. Okay, so there's our three blocks. We have inward, outward, and rising block. Now for the strikes, I'm going to teach you guys how to punch for real. So, not that, I mean, I'm not just assuming that you guys all don't know how to punch, but a lot of people don't know how to punch. Okay, so a fist looks like this. So you want your thumb to be in front of your fingers.
Yeah, I don't know how to punch.
You don't want your thumb to be like this because that's going to get caught on something and break. You don't want your thumb to be, believe it or not, I've seen people do this. Put their thumb inside their fingers. That's just going to break your thumb, right? So you want your thumb to be right in front of your knuckles. When you punch, you're striking with your first two knuckles right here. That's your target. And you want to make sure that your punch that your wrist is in line with your forearm. You shouldn't be punching like this or like this because that's going to hurt. And you also get a lot more power with the straight wrist like this, and by making your wrist straight, you're using all of these muscles here. your punch is going to be a lot more powerful. So, everybody to horse, we're going to practice our punches. A few more things. When you punch your opponent, don't leave your punch out here, because now they can grab that or they can hurt that, right? So punch them, bring it back. Punch, bring it back. Punch, bring it back. One more thing we're going to add is a ki. So ki is a yell. Kia! Kia! The reason we yell is because it gives us more power. It scares our opponent and it lets other people know what's going on, right? So this is what we're going to do. Everybody get into your horse, hands on your side. I'm going to say move, and you guys are going to punch and ki. Yell however you want to, okay? You ready? Move. 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 This is great. Okay. Next punch, we have our vertical punch. So it's the same thing, but now we're turning our punch sideways. So the reason we do this punch and this punch is they're different tools, and you want to use the right tools for the right purpose. So a horizontal punch like this is going to be great for anywhere here and down.
Belly button to the chest.
Belly button to chest. If you punch higher, you end up kind of moving your wrist weird. So you want to turn your fist sideways if you're going to hit them in the face, because that aligns your wrist better.
Still the same two knuckles.
Same two knuckles is where you're striking. So we're going to do the same thing. You guys ready? So we're going to do our vertical punch now. Here we go. Move. 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 Heck yeah. Okay, so those are your punches. Those are your punches, my friends. Okay. Yeah, oh yeah, we're going to hit the back. You guys ready for this? Okay. How about I use this? Or, no, let's use this one.
This one. Okay, I'll hold it. You get him going.
Okay.
Let's put it up here.
Good call.
Okay, show him hands down.
Okay,
Let's get where we need.
so we're going to practice again. It's super important that we're practicing feeling what it feels like to punch. So when it comes down to it, you know how to do it, right? And if any of you can knock this like out of his hands, awesome. What's that? Okay,
Just
so
don't hit me.
yeah, so nobody knows this tonight, okay? So again, you want to line up your wrist, hitting with these first two knuckles. Oh yeah. Okay, and again, you want to snap it quick. Just think about punching hard and as quick as you can. Other side. Okay.
There's a couple of vertical ones too.
Yeah, a few verticals. With the verticals, you can practice low, high. So we're just gonna take turns and just go down on this thing. Think about this as a freaking bad guy. He's trying to kill you. Beat him up. Okay, you ready? Let's see it. Oh, ki. Don't forget the ki.
Alright. Alright.
Nice.
Good.
Heck
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
I want my favorite pretty photos.
Hear that
Nice.
back?
Good.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
Wow,
about.
good.
Woohoo! Okay, you ready?
No.
Heck yeah. Break his face. Or her face. Okay, nice. Let's see it. I've watched you do push-ups. Yeah.
Come on.
Snap it back. Let's see it. Yeah. Yeah. Nice.
I think one little note on the punches.
Yeah.
So one little thing to be aware of the punches, sometimes people think they need to lift the elbow to punch. The problem is when you lift the elbow, you lose the power of isolated muscle. So, for example, if Melody's arms up and she tries to push against me, you can feel that there's really nothing there. In fact, we could even lift them all right. When you bring the elbow down and anchor it, now when you push, much stronger because you're using the muscle group. So if you throw these punches, keep these elbows locked and try to avoid lifting the elbow, because you can also see it exposes you here. There's a target. So keep it down and just hit the punch. It's kind of like when you do a push-up. You want to use the muscle group rather than just the one isolated muscle.
Even though this looks like a lot cooler,
Well, there's times when you can do that.
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah.
Generally, just keep it
you want it
anchored
to
in.
come from.
Same thing with your blocking. Your elbows, keep your elbows anchored and just keep tight.
So we can use all of this. Yeah,
So, excellent.
thank you. Okay, there's your punches. There's a few more strikes. Unfortunately, we don't have enough time to go over all of them, but just be aware that you can also use like your claws. You can scrape your face. You can also use, scrape, scratch.
You got some nails too. I've been some damage, right?
Oh yeah, like don't worry about breaking those acrylics, man. Okay, then you got your palms, so you can, come up underneath your jaw with your palms. You can slap, There also is, and again, we don't kind of get super into these, but we call this a sword or ridge hand by opening your fist like this, tucking your thumb in. You can strike with this blade of your hand or with this blade of your hand on their neck, on their throat, ribs. This is a really great tool if your opponent has punched up here. You can't punch their throat like this, but you can get a hand. Yes. What about their nose would be pumped? Yes. Oh, that's a great one. Yeah.
Put the wind on that.
So just be aware of those tools too, if something were to ever happen. Okay, now we're going to learn some kicks. Okay, so everybody get into your fighting stance. First kick we're going to do is a front snap kick. So front snap kick looks like this. So in a front snap kick, you are curling back your toes and you are striking with the ball of your foot right here. Same concept with a kick. You want to snap it and bring it back. Don't want to leave it out there for your attacker to grab. You also want to make sure that you bring your kick all the way back before you put your foot down, because if you kick and leave your foot out here, now you're vulnerable, right? So kick, bring it back. One more thing to keep in consideration is when you throw a kick, you're stuck in this spot until this foot hits the ground again. You also are less stable on one foot, so don't try to kick above the waist. A kick is great for the groin, knees, and down low. Don't try to do fancy high kicks, even though people are recording and you want to be that really cool chick, you like did that backflip kick and got out of there, right? Like, just be smart and kick.
If you're advanced, you can do that stuff, but for basics, keep it low.
Yeah. Okay, so everybody practice that. Snap, bring it back. Curl your toes back. The reason you're curling your toes back is so you don't break your toes. Nice. Front snap. Face for sides. Practice on the other side. Nice. Practice. Actually, let's practice. Yeah. We'll do it. I'm thinking of one. Okay. Go ahead, switch again, or get in the stance that's comfortable for you. Next kick is a side kick. So a side kick looks like this. Same thing, you want to snap that kick back. You want to put it down close to you. With a side kick, your foot, instead of it being turned this way, you're turning it sideways, and you're hitting with the heel of your foot or the blade of your foot here. This is great for the gut. This is great to get the knees, the shins, and that's what it's typically, it's a little bit easier than front snap kick. Okay, so everybody try that. Snap it back, snap it back. Nice.
Think of it like a side stomp. Stomp.
Yeah, just stomp it on. Switch, other side. Nice. You guys look like ninjas. Okay. Woo-hoo. Okay, let's practice these on the back. You ready? Same thing, whoever can kick this out of his hand wins.
Keep right here.
Yeah, that's good. So we're kicking probably from this line and down. So we've got a front snap kick here. Yeah! We got a side kick here. Yeah! Yeah! Okay, you guys ready? Let's see it. All right. Whichever?
Yep. Whichever.
Yeah. Do a few front snap kicks, do a few side kicks. Yeah! Heck yeah.
There you go.
The bottom with my heel.
So you're hitting with the ball of your foot right here, right underneath your big toe.
I feel like my heels are big.
Yeah,
It's
this
a
one's
little different with
bit weird.
shoes. It's hard to curl your toes back in shoes, but you're gonna have your shoes on when you're on the toes.
Yeah.
I hope.
I mean, well, let's do one of those cookies, you know? Okay, so. Nice. And this one you're striking with your heel. Okay. That's where you're,
So it's like
yeah.
you're pushing down. So if that's a knee strike, just think you're pushing against the knee.
Yeah.
Good.
There you go. Nice.
I'm not really bending.
Good.
There we go.
All right.
Heck yeah.
Imagine the damage that
Let's see it.
would do.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it. Oh,
Break his knees. Nice. Your shoes are awesome. Though.
thank you.
Get me.
Yeah, those things are.
There you go. You gotta get
PI.
Wow, good.
So let's see it. Brace yourself. Yeah. Nice. There you go. That'll break the kneecap.
You don't have to break it. Just hurt it. Very good.
Right. Nice. Okay. There's your blocks, your strikes, your kicks. A few more things before I forget to be aware of. So you can also use your elbows and knees. Elbows and knees are great tools to use because they're super powerful. They're great for when your opponent is really close to you. You don't really have room to kick or punch. And lots of different ways. An elbow can come up here, then come straight behind. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's lots of creative ways to use an elbow.
So again, just be aware of those tools. We have a lot of tools, right? So now we're going to tie this all together. We're going to practice on each other. If you don't feel comfortable touching each other, you can do this in the air. We do have sanitizer and gloves if you feel more comfortable using those. We'll demonstrate and then we'll have you guys practice. So first thing, probably just in case
Yeah,
I
just
can
so we
come
can
around.
look down.
Yeah.
All right, you got your-
Okay, first scenario, what do you do if somebody grabs your wrist? This is probably the first thing you think of, right? So the 3 steps, remember, is to twist, push, and run. So when you twist, and we'll come around and watch you guys, when you twist, you're twisting towards their pinky. Watch how when I twist, it creates this awkward bend in his wrist, awkward bend in his forearm. This is just a weird position to be in. They don't have a good hold, you can push them and get out. Honestly, a wrist grab is the easiest thing to have. If someone grabs your wrist, you're home free. You just got twist, push, and run.
It doesn't even matter if I grab two.
2, same thing, twist, push, run.
Even if I grab one,
2
two.
hands, you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna twist towards the pinky, twist, push, run. Same thing if it's a cross wrist, doesn't matter if it's cross or same. Again, twist towards the pinky, twist, push, and out. Make sense? Okay, so go ahead and practice on each other. Up to you guys, no practice on each other, practice on there.
You can grab.
Grab my arm.
All right.
I really don't know.
Like bringing back some.
You grab your arm?
Yeah. Well, like, I
Deal with this.
Once you go against his joint, they can't hold on. All I got is this little thing to hold on. But as soon as I try to bring my elbow out and I try to twist, now it's muscle is here. So it shouldn't be ever, try to grab them 2 wrists at a time, but you see how you handle that.
Yeah, there we go. See how I just pulled hard?
You can't hold on.
Yeah. Perfect. Get your hands out of the way. Yeah.
And you have an opportunity to hurt my elbow too. Notice that when you
Yeah. Okay.
Nice. Not too bad, right?
Is it something to put together, right? If I do a cross, it's called a cross restraint. Now look where you're at. See where my elbow is? Remember the inward block we talked about? Pop that elbow.
Sorry.
Now you've got that elbow. So what actually it's rocking. Good.
I think he can't come running up.
There you go. So there should never be a reason why a wrist grab defeats any of us.
Twist, push, pull. You have the strongest people in the world. Twist, push, pull. So that's wrist grab. Now, what if somebody comes behind you and tries to grab around you? So, first thing you want to think about is you don't want them to lock. Once he gets around, he walks, now stuck. Try to avoid the lock. So if they're coming, what you want to do is turn your palms out and bend your elbows. When you turn your palms out and naturally bend your elbows, it makes you a wider target so they can't come all the way around.
I have a hard time locking my fingers.
Yeah. Next thing you want to do, hit them where it hurts and get out. So now think about the vital points. Think about the tools you have. What is the best thing you can do? I'll demonstrate. Yes, you can kick them. You can, get them with your heel and the groin. Stomp on your toes. You got the elbow here. Stomp on the toes. Then you get your hand up here. Elbow to the head. Elbow to the head. You can do a fist to the groin. Here.
You can throw your head back and nose.
Headbutt. Get out. The same thing works if they're coming at you from the front. Same thing. Elbows here. Now we have a knee here. Stomp on the toes. Kick to the groin. Elbow to the head. Whatever you can think of. Hit them where it hurts. Get out. Poke them in the eyeballs and get out. Go ahead and practice that. Practice grabbing and you're going to wing it.
I call it the chicken wing defense. Where you have your chicken wing, right?
It looks hilarious. It's very good. Good job. There you go. Yeah. I mean, don't actually punch each other, but walk them and then think about what you can do. Stomp, elbow, kick. Yeah. Nice.
Toes, chin.
Headbutt.
Right back into the right where you come up under the chin. Stop the foot. Or hit
That's crazy.
So if they
That.
It's such a simple concept, right? It's just little things like you don't see.
Right. We'll have to make him like 3 classes though, right?
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna remember the TR. That was the
and like I said, and it just has to come up, so just almost like you're just putting your hands on your hips. So you don't want to you want to bring your, this is more reinforced, right? Because your arms kind of set up against your hips. If your arms are out, you're going to lose a little bit of power. So just slide your hands up to your hips. And you can back from there.
Awesome. Okay, and this works if they do lock. Obviously, you want to avoid the lock, but if they do lock, if it's just so fast, you can still do the same thing. Bend your elbows and just think about ways,
Right.
kick,
just
that
my
you can get out.
attention. You just have to distract me with something.
Okay, another thing, we're all running with ponytails, right? So what happens, because someone has a ponytail, what happens if they grab your hair? First thing you're gonna do is you're going to grab their hand. This way, go ahead and yank me around.
So I'm not
This
pulling
way
her
you
hair
can't
now.
pull my
She's
hair
controlling
anymore.
that.
Same thing, now we're just gonna think about the vital points, and think about the tools. Where and how can I hit them so I can get out quick? If they take a chunk of your hair, just let them.
It happened to me.
So what I would do is I'd step back and elbow here and get out.
It use this momentum because someone doesn't just grab your hand and stand there. They're going to pull it. So she can use this energy to come back and it adds strength to her strike.
Get out. Okay, so everybody try that and practice. Have them
And
grab your
work here
hair.
too. If I grab here, again, you want to pin my hand so that if I move it,
Grab my
I'm
hair.
not yanking out clumps of hair, right? That's going to be very painful. Just at least control it for that moment. So you just want to neutralize that grab, and then you can go from there.
So kind of get a feel for that. Have them yank your hair around, grab your hand, and see how that it doesn't hurt. Go ahead and give that a shot. Over here.
Just grab their hand and just hold it there.
Yep, just grab their hand.
I don't want to
You don't want to, I know, you do, grab your hair.
This mother-daughter combo is so you can kind of see how that helps when you grab their hand, right? Okay. One last thing. If you somehow get on the ground, say they grab your ponytail, you're thrown to the ground. Best thing you can do, obviously, get them as fast as you can. You want to roll, stand up, and run. So as soon as you feel yourself falling to the ground, think roll, stand up, and run. So, yeah, if you guys want to practice that, don't actually throw each other to the ground because as soon as you
Just
hit,
keep going. When I pull her back, just let her, she just rolls.
roll, stand up, and
It
run.
just goes before I.
As soon as you fall, just think roll, stand up.
In the case of trail running, you would think someone would come up behind you. You know, just come up behind you and yank you down this way.
Roll,
Right? So just fall back, roll, even if to back or something can happen there. So don't give them that chance. Just roll and just keep moving. Just try to keep moving all the time.
roll's gonna keep the momentum going. It's also just gonna keep you moving so you're harder to hit, right?
Keep running, or would you like stand and turn some at some point?
I would just run.
Just
I
run?
would always
Just get out
run
there.
as long
Yeah.
as there's an option to do so.
Okay.
Because like I said, generally someone that's attacking you, at least in their mind, they feel that they're bigger and that they're stronger, and they might very well be. And so the last thing you want is a confrontation. If you're cornered and that's your last resort, that's what then you fight for it and you go. But as long as you have an opportunity to get away, I would always do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Always run first. Hitting someone is last resort. So just to wrap things up here, remember the number one vital points: eyes, groin, knees. Think about the different tools you have. Think about snapping your strikes back. Remember the techniques. Remember it's always where it hurts, get out. Think about things you can do to stay safe from the trail to you never have to use these things. If you want to learn, that goes over all of this. Plus it goes over all reads through in more detail. It comes with a PDF that has detailed descriptions on how to do everything. The course goes over different weapons you can use. It also talks about what to do if you encounter animals. So if you're interested in that, you guys will all get 50% off tonight. And we'll send you all the details in an email. We also offer one-on-one courses with myself if you want more hands-on time. We can practice. That's available one-on-one, or we can do a little group. If that's something you're interested in, let us know. We'll send you an email with details. So do you guys have any questions on what we went over tonight?
Any scenarios that you're
Any
curious
scenarios,
about?
like what happens
ifs
if they do
or-
this? What happens if they do this? Anything like that?
Have scary spots that they regularly run by that they're like, oh, feeling as I run by it.
I just avoid them. I just run into places where I just avoid those areas that I don't feel safe.
So
That's smart.
And sometimes I just carry my paper spray, but I
Yeah.
don't even know if I'm going to be calm enough to know how to use it.
Yeah.
I'm myself.
Yeah.
I've also heard just to talk and do that, right? If there's been a couple times I've been it's been sketchy, so I've just been hey, or talking to him or
Call him out.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's very good. Just seem confident. And I also think by looking around and just showing them that you're aware of what's happening, you're looking behind you, you're less of a target than someone who's just deadpan in another place.
So what do you do with let's say they have a weapon and knife or something?
Well, you don't get hit by it. It's honestly the same concept. You block the weapon, you hit him where it hurts.
Just make sure they don't
And
actually
get
block the weapon, you block the arm.
You block the arm.
Right,
Yeah,
so you
you
wanna
block
avoid
the
it.
attack.
Weapons are tough because generally if you're in a knife fight, chances are you're going to get cut. So you just have to kind of choose where you get cut. And so if you have a coat, you could grab your coat, wrap it around your arm, and use that as a defensive way. You're probably better to get cut in your arm than your neck or in your abdomen.
Just block this part.
Just try to get big, and it's just try to deflect and run. It's you don't want to go one-on-one. It's even if you have a knife and head knife, chances are people get cut. It's not like the TV where one kick and the knife goes flying away. It doesn't work that way. But it definitely gets serious that way. So the best thing to do is just get away from it. If someone flashes a knife, just try to get away. And just try to be the faster runner.
More motivation to
I like
try.
distraction too. I mean, when I run, I go for where you were about mountain lions and like that. I actually found this 150 decibel whistle.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
And so I love that. I just have it on my little vest and you can pull it just to
You
constantly
just pull it?
No.
Is that what works?
Well, so this one is one going. Yeah.
Actually, have a strobe too.
I don't.
Some of them actually
Yeah.
have a strobe.
Yep. I think so.
One-time use or is it?
No, I think you can put it back in, but you just put new batteries in it. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's some really good ideas.
Super loud though. Don't do it indoors.
Work against moose or nothing works against.
I'd say any loud noise works against anyone.
Better than nothing. I would.
Yeah,
Right.
I could hear it.
Have you had instances
Depends on how close the moose is.
That's the animal that I've
Me too.
been
That's
charged
my
with.
number one.
It's terrifying.
Oh, they're way scarier than any other.
Scariest moment.
Yeah.
They just don't have any really fear, so the best is just try to give them their space.
Right.
Hopefully they don't think that you can free space
Yeah.
already.
And that's in the course, but there's a list of animals that you get big and you face, and there's a list of animals that you run away from. A moose is actually one that you want to run away from. Most of the time, if they charge you, it's a false charge, and if they see you run, they'll let you be. So
They just think they scared you away, and they want it.
yeah, typically.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, the thing with the weapons is just make sure that you realize that weapons can be used against you as well. So if you have tasers, stun guns, if someone gets it from you, they can also use it. So you have to kind of be careful. Pepper spray is probably one of the best.
that's
Because
my
you can
only
hit
choice.
some of them
Yeah.
6 to 12 feet away, depending on the kind you're using. And it gives you, you don't have to be as close to leverage that. Plus, it's just a way to stun them and get away. You don't have to worry. Now live with that. That cause serious harm to somebody. You just stop them and you're safe. I don't think anybody wants to stab anybody or shoot anybody. This is, you want to protect yourself, but that's still traumatizing.
Yeah.
But you don't want to have people use the rest of your life for running. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, the course has more information on that. We could definitely talk all night about that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Okay, any other questions? Okay, well, that's what we have for you. Thank you guys for coming out. We appreciate it a lot. And again, I hope you guys feel a little bit more confident about running alone. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you. That's so great.
All right. And thank you, everybody, if you tuned in.
If anyone wants to hit the bag before we
Yeah, if you want to kick that more. Yeah.